What is up, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we have a really fun one for you. We are going to kick back and do a little sniffing and sipping. I will explain in a minute, but basically if you love you some fragrance, I got lots of fun fragrance that we're sniffing today. These are just some new ones that I have gotten the chance to sniff. Especially of note are the new Phlur, is that how we pronounce it? Phlur Scents. These are the coconut skin and the caramel skin. And then I've also gotten the perfume from the vanilla skin. I think they had out the body sprays before, and now they've got out the perfume. So I got the travel spray of that one. We're going to do a big sniff test of all of these, and I'm going to give you guys my review on them. I have gotten the chance to wear all three of them, so I'm going to kind of give my wear test review as well. And then we're going to do more first impressions sniffing on some other fragrances too. So if all of that interests you, stick around and we'll dive right on it. What I meant by sniff and sip, this is kind of almost like, it's like when we do like a get ready with me and we just sit back and we chat and we do makeup, we talk about the products, I give reviews and all of that. I want it to be the same feeling. Let's kick back because I have a lot of sniffs to do on a lot of fragrance. We're just going to sit back together as friends, sip our tea together, and we're going to do some sniffing. We're going to go ahead and start off with my review on these Phlur scents. So Phlur, I'm brand new to. I've never tried the brand at all. I just see it everywhere. Everybody's excited about it, and I feel like there's some hype about it. And so I was like, it's time to finally check them out. So these two are just body sprays. The vanilla skin, on the other hand, this is the perfume version. So I'm gonna go ahead and I am going to first start off with the vanilla skin. This one's not as brand new, but the perfume. So we'll go ahead and talk about the notes in this real quick. Definitely a full-blown vanilla scent. If you love vanillas, yeah, this was definitely straight up vanilla. And sometimes as a fairly noob fragrance person, I have a hard time distinguishing between vanillas. They all kind of smell the same to me, honestly. I always get that like, okay, yeah, I know vanilla. All right, so let's look at the notes on this one real quick. I will read them to you. Top notes on this are pink pepper, pink apple, sugar crystals. The heart notes are lily, jasmine petals, cashmere wood. And then the base is benzoin, vanilla, sandalwood, and agarwood. Now, I will say I don't really pick up that much on the top notes. Like for me, this is straight up bottom notes. I pick up on sugar. Like it does smell a little sugary. So maybe that's a hint that I'm smelling from the top notes. You know, that pink pepper may be standing out a little because it does have this pop of spice in the very beginning, and it could be the pink pepper. But the biggest like overall that I pick up even immediately is just those base notes are shining through. So I'm going to say that in the very beginning, when I first sprayed it on, this one, it wasn't the strongest of the three, but it was pretty strong first going on. And this one was definitely my favorite one of the three going on immediately. Like it was just straight vanilla up front. Not a lot else that I was picking up on, but it was just like I had my perfect, clean feeling vanilla. Over time, it lasted all day. But it ended up, after wearing down for a while, it ended up being my second favorite scent. So it's interesting how it starts off as like the favorite, and then after it wears and you pick up on what's still remaining, it can kind of change a little bit. It was a little bit more, I don't want to say dull, but you know, it wore off. Like the strong vanilla of it kind of faded throughout the day. So it's like the scent lasted the whole day, but it was a very faded version of it, if that explains it well to you. Okay, next I'm gonna start off with coconut skin. So if you guys know me, you know I'm a coconut girl. My scent family is basically, I love fruities and florals, but tropical is me. Anything with coconut in it, I'm there. Like I squeal in delight in coconut. So when I saw they had a coconut skin, I dashed for the add to cart button. I was like, heck yeah, put that in the cart. I'll just go ahead and tell you overall, this was the most disappointing one though. I won't say it was terrible. I would still wear this, but of all of these three, this was my least favorite. I was quite shocked by that because I'm a coconut girl. But what happened was that coconut, it had this weird, like I almost didn't even pick up on coconut. Like I don't feel like it's a coconut smell at all. I feel like it's almost, it's synthetic. It's this very chemically synthetic smell of coconut, but not even coconut. All right, so the notes on it, let me put my reading glasses on. This is basically categorized in a fruity gourmand family. I wasn't even picking up on gourmand. It was just chemical to me. So it was, the top notes are palm leaf, caramel gelato, and coconut. The middle notes are frangipani, tiare blossom, jasmine, absolute, sambac. And the base notes are liquid sandalwood and salt and amber. Okay, so normally that is my favorite. Like that is my 100% like favorite combination in the whole world. I love jasmine incense so much, and I love sandalwood, and I love coconut, and I love caramel. I love all of those. Like that just sounds like my dream scent. But it came together. I was not a super fan. I couldn't believe it. So this is the first coconut fragrance I think I've ever tried that I just was like, wow. And then over time, the wear test, this is the one that faded the fastest. It went on the least strong of the three, and it faded the fastest of the three. It was still there faintly, a teeny tiny bit by the night, but not much. There was just a faint hit. It did not wear well either. So I kind of have a negative review on this one, and I'm so glad I picked up all three, because if I had gone, I would not have wanted to judge the whole brand based on this one. Then that brings me to this one, the last one. This is the Caramel Skin. This is definitely my favorite. When it first went on, this was my second favorite. But after the dry down and after hours of wear, oh my gosh, it turned in my absolute number one. Amazing scent. So this one is definitely like the most gourmand, I can possibly think of. It is screaming fall, like, well, let's read the notes in it. Okay, it's gourmand family. Top notes are bergamot and caramel. Heart notes are warm milk, vanilla bean, caramel cream, and the base is brown sugar, sandalwood, and musk. So I definitely picked up on pretty heavy vanilla in this one too, and caramel. I was definitely smelling the caramel and the vanilla. I'm not sure that I picked up that much on bergamot. Not much at all, but definitely like that blend of the brown sugar, a little touch of musk with vanilla. This was absolutely, it very much reminds me of a lot of my pumpkin themed or like my fall themed coffee creamers that I do that I love. And so I felt like I smelled like a very delicious like bakery of fall baking. Absolutely delicious. Now this one went on probably the strongest. So I think that's why I liked the vanilla skin one better at first. It wasn't as strong and overpowering as this one was, even though it's the perfume version. And it was the one that lasted the longest and the most potent. But I'll tell you that I liked it even 1,000 times better after it dried it down and wore. It was like the perfect mix and combination once it wore for a while. The first spray was almost a little too much, but over time, like it was awesome. So overall thoughts then for this brand in general as my first time. I think 2 out of 3 was a win for me with the more gourmandy, fall feeling of these. They do both have a vanilla base, and I do, of gourmand, like those are usually my favorites. So kind of similar, but this one's a lot more straight vanilla in my opinion. Next, we're gonna cover some perfumes that aren't necessarily gourmand and fall. So I basically have done a couple of different hauls or some shopping, and I've got some perfume discovery sets we're gonna test out today, maybe rank them. And then I also have some shopping that I did at our local mall, where I was able to sniff some perfumes in store, and I took home the perfume cards with me. And I kind of took some notes before, but the scents are lingering a little bit, so we'll see. And I just wanted to kind of give my thoughts on those too. So the perfumes that I smelled in store was basically, I hit Victoria's Secret. I had my eye on a couple of the Bombshell perfumes I've been wanting. I did end up picking up this one on the Prime Day sales because they had a good deal on it. And I don't know when my Prime Day haul is going to air, if it's going to be before or after this. So you're going to see it in that one too. But I did just get this one. But I had sniffed it in the store because I'd been curious about it. But I basically checked out the Bombshell line, and then I also checked out the Tease line. So we're going to talk about those. So we're going to start off with Bombshell and what I smelled in the store. So we first started off with the Bombshell Escape. This is the one that I actually really wanted and had my eye on because this is kind of a little bit more of a tropical twist, and this is fairly new. It's not brand new because I think it dropped maybe at the beginning of the summer or right before the summer. So I'd actually been really wanting it. I was thinking it just gives off these vibes of my kind of perfume. I feel like the packaging on these guys are very similar to like the Kayali packaging. I'm so drawn to the girly, beautiful packaging, the like crystal knob on the top, you know? So, but then I was like, oh my goodness, they have this Bombshell Escape, which is more tropical, like vacation themed. So up my alley. So, I went straight for that one and gave it a sniff, and I'm going to smell it again. This one was definitely my favorite of everything in that store and the one that I want. It just didn't happen to be on the Prime Day sale, so I settled for the Bombshell instead, but I still like the Bombshell. So the notes on this are juicy guava, glowy peony, and lush palms. So I think that the notes that are really in common with all three of the Bombshells is definitely that peony. The peony is kind of I think that's the signature scent in all three of these. It's just this very like delicate floral that's it's very feminine, you know, and sexy too. So I think that that's kind of what gives off the Bombshell, you know. To me, I just feel like, I'm not sure if I really would class it as like the most sexy. I think it's just very feminine is how it smells to me. So this one definitely, absolutely all the way, my favorite of all. I have got to get this scent. So this is on my wish list. Okay, so then the next one that I sniffed was this one, the Bombshell. I think this is just sort of the OG classic Bombshell one. So like I said, notes in it still include the peony, but this is the Shangri-La peony, if I'm saying that right. It also includes purple passion fruit and vanilla orchid. Now, I just smell it there because I have it on the card and in my perfume. And I have worn this, and I did a wear test. It lasts forever. It does hold up. It wears very well. It carried throughout the day. I really didn't notice the notes change on it much either throughout the day. Like, this is one that I felt was kind of the same perfume. Like, I didn't feel like the top notes wore off. I'm not sure which are the top notes. I'm going to assume the purple passion. But it is you are picking up on, I would say this one's slightly less strong though than the Bombshell Escape. The Bombshell Escape is pretty strong going on. So this one, you know, it's strong, but it's not as out there as that Escape one. So a little more subtle, but it pretty much just wore the same the whole day. I would say on that one, the difference that I'm smelling between those two, I pick up a little bit more on the orchid. I think like this one is a little more floral. Like I'm getting just a little more floral coming through. Okay, and then the last one in the Bombshell line, this one is the Bombshell Seduction. So I'll be honest with you, until I read the notes, I couldn't tell the difference between this one and the original, the regular. I was like, you know, maybe my nose just isn't sophisticated enough yet to really pick up on the differences in like flankers. But once I read the notes, I said, okay, I can smell a slight difference between the two, but they are very, very similar. So this one in the Seduction is a little bit warmer. It includes notes of white peony, sage, and velvet musk. I gotta say, I'm not picking up a lot on like the musk at all in this. Like, it doesn't give me heavy musk feeling at all. It's still very floral, but I'm thinking maybe it's the difference in the peony, like the slightest little difference in there. And then it has sage. I'm not really, I might pick up on the sage a little bit, but really not much difference between the two, honestly, from what I can smell, what I could smell in store and here bringing it home. I think that they're very much alike. So I think there's some other ones in the Bombshell line too. You have Bombshell Intense, you have Bombshell in Bloom, you have Bombshell Nights, Bombshell Passion. I did not get to smell any of those because they just didn't have them in my local store. So sorry about that. Also, the one line that I think is maybe the newest and the most like probably, you know, latest breaking is the Bear line. And I did not get the chance to smell it. It was in my store. However, it was like more towards the back of my store. I don't know why. It was like closer to the cashier area. And what happened was I'd been sniffing for a while and I realized, oh yeah, my 12-year-old son is with me and we're in the middle of Victoria's Secret and there's these poor women trying to try on bras and underwear at the same time in the same area. So I decided it was time to leave. So I didn't get the chance to sample the Bear line, but I was able to sample Tease. So we're going to talk about the Tease line, but there were 3 in the Tease line that we tried. Okay, so the first one that I tried was the Tease Prim Cloud. Out of all 3 of the ones that I tried, this one was the most like the Bombshell, like original Bombshell. It's the most floral to me. Like, it smells the most like the peony in my opinion, but it doesn't have any peony. This one includes vanilla meringue, santal flower, and sheer amber. It just smells like straight up Bombshell me. So I don't know. I don't get that. I would have expected a much more like a sandalwoody smell to it, and vanilla. Like, I don't smell any vanilla. So I'm like, do I even have the same perfume? Okay, next we have just the regular Tease. I think this is probably just the OG Tease. Of all of them, I would say it's the slightest bit it'd be the most fruity one of all of them, but it's not very fruity. It's still very floral. They honestly all smell alike to me, honestly. I feel like even this Tease line is just a flanker of the Bombshell line. Honestly, they smell so much alike. But the notes in this one are white gardenia, Anjou pear, and black vanilla. I still don't get any vanilla. I think it's the pear coming out in here that makes it a little bit different. So I would say this is the sweetest one of all of them, but still very floral. All right, and then the last one is the Tease Candy. What's interesting is this one, like, I would have thought would be the most bold, you know, in that black color. A lot of perfumes that are in black, like, they're the bold one. This one was the lightest one for me. Now, notes in it include raspberry glaze, night blooming iris, and warm tonka. I do not pick up on tonka whatsoever, but I pick up on a little hint maybe of raspberry and iris. Like, it has a little deeper scent note to it, I think. Still very, very, very floral, and the weakest one of the 3. Okay, so what I also find interesting is all of these Tease ones are like labeled in the Gourmand family, and I just don't pick up on Gourmand whatsoever. I mean, there's little fruity hints, but it is mostly like straight up floral to me. This is all very floral. I don't get Gourmand at all, so I don't understand that. And after reading the notes in it, I'd see why they call it that, but I'm not getting I think it's like the base notes are not coming through very much on these Victoria's Secret lines, if that makes sense. So overall, if I had to pick my favorite one of all of them, I mean, honestly, I feel like all 6 of these smell very similar, very similar. I don't smell a lot different between them all. I think they're all very much alike. Like, I don't know, say these are all just flankers of one, but the one that stands out to me the most, like I said, is that Bombshell Escape, for sure. This one is my second, but I think all of them smell fairly similar to this, other than the Escape one. So really it's the Escape that stands out for me, and that one's gonna be my favorite. And it makes sense because I'm that tropical girl. All right, guys, thanks for hanging in there with me. We got a couple more to go. Not a couple more. We've got several more to go, but a couple of more discovery sets. So let's start off. This one has the least, so we'll start with it. The 7 Virtues. I absolutely love Coconut Sun. My favorite perfume, just about. And I got the travel spray of it. I couldn't resist. This does include Coconut Sun also, but it's got a few others in here. This was like half off on sale at Sephora. I did mention these in my haul video that I did, but I'm just now getting to smelling it. I wanted to kind of smell it on screen and us do a little like first impressions and rankings. So here is everything we're getting in this one. We've got Vanilla Woods, Coconut Sun, Blackberry Lily, Santal Vanille, and Lotus Pear. So let's just go down the line, and I got my coffee beans ready in case. Okay, we've got Vanilla Woods. Does it tell us the notes on the back? Indeed it does. I love that. Okay, Vanilla Woods. This one has notes of pear, vanilla, and caramel. Yeah, I do smell vanilla, but so at first, when it first went on, it had like a alcohol-based smell almost, and then I gave it a second, and then all of a sudden I started smelling that straight sweet vanilla. Yes, that smells so good. So good. I mean, this actually smells like the straight up bottle of vanilla. And that's probably why I got alcohol base from it, because there's like alcohol in, like slight alcohol in vanilla. That's what vibes it's giving for me, is like I just bought a bottle of cooking vanilla to bake with and rubbed it on my skin. Like that is exactly what it smells like. So interesting. I'm not gonna be able to give you guys a wear test because we're just doing first impressions right now. I just wanted to kind of give my general thoughts. I already know I love Coconut Sun. The notes in this are coconut, frangipani, and vanilla. I told y'all these are some of my favorite scents. I didn't realize it had vanilla in it before. I don't smell the vanilla still, but that coconut and frangipani, oh yes, this is like a favorite perfume ever. So if you're a coconut lover, this is the one for you. It's a sweet coconut. Like it's not like on the warmer side. It's like the sweet, oh, just that perfect coconut scent. All right, next we have Blackberry Lily. This includes blackberry, magnolia, and amber. Ooh. Not my scent family. Yeah, that's not, yeah, that is not a favorite. I mean, it's a deep, I guess it's that blackberry in it. I usually like amber okay, but maybe it's the magnolia. Blackberry and magnolia together. No, it is too, like I'm a floral person, but that's too floral. Like, I don't think I like magnolia now that I think about it. And then blackberry, I don't think that's going to be my scent. So that's a no. We're passing on that one. Okay, we got Santal Vanille. This has cardamom, vanilla, and sandalwood. All right, I'm going to sniff my coffee beans because now I'm like fully immersed in perfume. Oh, wow. Yeah, that's neat. Okay, I absolutely smell all three. You know what? No, I don't smell the vanilla. I don't smell vanilla in this whatsoever, but I smell the cardamom and the sandalwood. And that's a nice, Okay, I don't know. When it first went on, I loved it. Now that it's starting to seep in, and I don't know. I think I'm just picking up on like straight up sandalwood now with the vanilla. I'm starting to pick up on the vanilla a little bit more now, but the way it mixes together with the sandalwood and the cardamom, it's an odd smell. It's odd. I don't know how I feel. Huh, okay. The last one is Lotus Pear. This one has notes of pear, lotus flower, and gardenia. Ooh, I like that one. It's more fruity, so that's probably why, you know, I like my fruity. And it's, yeah, I smell both the fruity and floral, but it's it's like a sweet fruity and floral. So I think that's part of what it is too, is that I'm fruity, but I don't like the like really deep fruits. I like sweet fruity and floral. And that definitely has, it has that this reminds me a little bit of a couple of the Kylie travel ones. Yes, I like that one a lot. All right, so that's all of them. If I had to rank them, last place is definitely gonna be Blackberry Lily. Awful. Next is probably gonna be that Santal Vanille. It was just a little odd. I'm not sure that I care for it that much. I think third place is gonna be the Vanilla Woods. That one was the most, I mean, it was just vanilla. So, and I like vanilla. But next place is gonna be Lotus Pear because I love that sweet fruity. But my number one is still my Ride or Die Coconut Sun. Love, love, love that one. All right, so that's everything in the 7 Virtues. I like this brand, and I think it's a fairly clean brand too. It's vegan. So I really like this brand and kind of like what it stands for. And I think it seems to be fairly clean. It's ethically sourced natural and organic essential oils. Another favorite that I have found that I really, really like is the Ellis Brooklyn line too. These are a lot of perfumes though, guys. Are we gonna be able to get to them all today? Whew. I'm gonna have to get my coffee back out. Hold on a minute. Okay, because I have so many perfumes I'm trying today, I think I'm gonna put this set more on little papers too, like I do in the store. I know it's completely different though, how it really sits on your skin. But I think that my body's just covered in spray already, that, you know, I could wait another day and do this, but I want to smell them. I'm ready to smell them. So we'll do them on paper and we'll just see. So the scents in this discovery set, we have Salt, Sunfruit, Florist, Myth, Sweet, Vanilla Milk, Super Amber, Bee, and Apres. So we got a lot. We're going to give this one a try now. All right, let's go straight in with Salt. I had to put my reading glasses on to read you the notes. This includes Tahitian Tiare, ambergris, whatever that is, ambergris, and sandalwood. All right, so this sounds like the most tropical. This might be one I like, hopefully. And I have the Miami Nectar, which is like absolute favorite too. Like, oh my gosh. Another coconutty one, just amazing. So that's what made me really want to try more from Brooklyn Ellis. Okay. This one does not scream that tropical. This has sort of an aquatic smell to me, which makes sense being called Salt. But let me read the notes again. So Tahitian Tiare. I'm not sure what that scent is. Do y'all know? An ambergris. Yeah, I pick up more on the amber and sandalwood and like whatever that is. This one definitely has a lot more aquatic, like fresh aquatic, but deeper notes to it to me. Totally not what I was expecting. Wow. I mean, but it's nice. It's nice. Yeah. I mean, I'd wear it. It's not like sweet, you know what I mean? It's aquatic. That's how I would describe that. Next one, we have Sunfruit. So this has fresh fig, jasmine, and vanilla planifolia. Even with my glasses on, I can't read it. Ooh. Okay. Give it another second here. Ooh. I mean, it's not terrible. It's just, it's Okay. I guess that fig is throwing me off, but I can pick up on the jasmine a little bit in there. I think it's the jasmine I'm smelling, but don't smell anything that's vanilla-like to me. Fresh fig. Yeah, so this is like, you know, I definitely get that floral from the jasmine, but it's this very, maybe it's the fig. Yeah, it has that like deeper floral feel to it. Not horrible, but not my fave. Next we have Florist. So this has tuberose petals, pear, and golden gardenia. Hopefully a little more fruity like I like, maybe. Or, oh, I love that. Oh my gosh, that is gorgeous. Okay, that's my favorite so far. Yeah, definitely picking up much more on the pear and like the fruity, but it's in a very like sexy way. Like, I love how this is done. It's not super sweet because it does have a little kick, but that pear, it's like just the perfect like saucier fruit. Then we have Myth. This is ambrette, jasmine, and white cedarwood. I think, yeah. Definitely deeper notes, much, yeah, heavier notes. It's actually not bad though. Oh, wow. It's actually a really nice, I don't want to say musk. It doesn't have like a musk, but yeah, I guess it's that cedarwood. I could almost see this being unisex. Like, I wouldn't mind smelling this on a man, but a woman can pull it off too. I like that. Yeah, definitely a much deeper feel to it, but it's done very well. I really like Brooklyn Ellis. Next we have Sweet. So this has pear, orris, and marshmallow. Ooh, I bet you I'm gonna love this. Oh, wow. Not at all what I expected. I do not smell marshmallow at all. I'm smelling the pear, but like the pear is overpowering. I mean, not real bad, but it's, I mean, this is straight up like a fruity smell. I guess the marshmallows, it's probably the base, and it is adding a little, the slightest bit like creamier, muskier like base, but most of it's that pear fruit on top, but not the most sweet. Like I was expecting it to be a little more sweet by the name Sweet. I don't feel like it's really sweet, but it is pear. If that makes sense. Was it the Florist? I feel like that one was sweeter. And then next we have Vanilla Milk. This includes bourbon vanilla bean, milk accord, cocoa shell extract. So probably the most vanilla-y fall, kind of like these other earlier scents we did. Yeah. Very vanilla, but again, what I'm getting on is the straight vanilla again, like that alcohol base. I don't smell much cocoa. When they say bourbon vanilla, they mean it. I smell like bourbon. I smell bourbon vanilla. Yep, that's exactly what this is. If you love your bourbon, you're gonna love this. All right, guys, we got 3 more. We're on Super Amber. This has amber, cedarwood, and vanilla orchid. Ooh, that's beautiful. A little different, but beautiful at the same time, is that orchid, but with this vanilla twist on it. So very interesting. It's like this mix of like spring and fall, if there even is such a thing. You know, like the vanilla of fall, but the orchid of spring. Like, how did they do that? That is odd, but it's nice. Like, I really like it. Okay, now this sounds so interesting. This is called Bee, and as I guessed, the notes include honey, of course, dark rum, and cocoa absolute. Wow, I can't wait. Okay. Oh my. Okay. Again, it's very vanilla. Think vanilla meets rum with maybe the tiniest bit of honey mixed in to sweeten it. It's a little too sweet and a little too, like, I'm gonna get drunk. Apres. This has juniper berries, bourbon, and sandalwood. They like their bourbon, don't they? Brooklyn Ellis, yeah. All right. I don't know. I don't think this is quite the one for me. I mean, it's a little strong. Like, they do truly smell like bourbon, and I can smell the sandalwood, which is neat. It's like a little bit more, I don't want to say tropical, but sipping some bourbon in Hawaii. I don't know the best way to describe it. It's similar to that last one, but not as sweet, not as like honey flavored, but still really picking up on that bourbon with just a little sandalwood twist. So, okay. I know my least favorite of all was the Fruit Sun. I think that one was the fig, and it was kind of weird. Okay, I think my favorite of all these was definitely the Florist. That was the sweetest one and had that pear coming through. I liked the salt for like an aquatic feel to it, and I liked Myth as a unisex, like deeper, nice perfume. I liked the Super Amber if I want to go a little more like floral, like deeper floral. I gotta say, all of these that had like their vanilla base in them though were a little too vanilla and like deep alcohol almost, like the bourbons. I think the bourbons were just too much for me. Like, I don't want to smell like booze. And the B one was just too much sweetness. The sweet one, the one called Sweet, was not sweet at all, but it was all right. So I'm not going to rank all of these just because I think I'd have to go back and re-sniff again over and over to like really give you a good true rankings. But I could at least kind of tell you my favorites and least favorites. So yeah, that wraps it up. So I was expecting to really love the gourmand ones a little bit more than I did, but I just think they went too far. Like, it was too much. I think these vanillas from Phlur, especially the caramel, was like just right. And the vanilla skin. Those were my thoughts on that. But there were a few I really liked from Ellis Brooklyn. I think though, the 7 Virtues, most of them I really, really liked, except for that Blackberry one. Was everything, guys. Thanks for joining me on my sniff and sip. I am so full of perfume, and my room is probably going to take days to detox from all this perfume being sprayed. I know that I smell like a department store right in here right now. But it was super fun. So hopefully this was fun for you guys. Again, if you love fragrance, stick around here. So hopefully you enjoyed it. Let me know if you want any more sniff and sips, if this was fun for you. Pop that subscribe if you like content like this and other beauty topics as well. I will catch you guys on the next one. Bye.